if I really had the means, how would I change my life? I think a lot of us would say certain things that we feel we are forced to do are not really what we want to do. It taught me that the real path needs to be connected to your passion. It needs to be connected to what you're interested in. It needs to be connected to what you're good at. And you're getting better at things and you're getting more motivation, more energy when you actually get to do the things that you like. Law of attraction, you just need to think about it. You just need to put the desire out into the universe and then stuff is going to come to you. And a lot of people thought, wow, that's really cool. And there are a few examples where they did that and they got kind of surprising results. But the real fundamental thing that comes with the whole approach is that it goes back to your behavior. And welcome back to our YouTube channel on Ideal Wealth Growers. And today I wanted to take a little bit of time to talk to you about, on the one hand, the situation that we're finding ourselves in, but also in a bigger scheme, how do we actually stay motivated? How do we actually get our mindset in the right way? And I want to address a couple of things that come with that. The one aspect of that is, how do we actually see our life in the context of work? Then the second thing is, how do we actually get the things that we aspire to, our dreams, our ideas, our goals? How do we get there? How do we actually make those become reality? And number three, how do we actually help ourselves and get help from the outside to change something in our behaviors? And so most of you, I would assume, have either in the past or even in the current situation that we're all kind of living through that is so unusual and nobody really knows how it goes, thought about, okay, I've wanted certain things for a long time. I've not always wanted to go to work or have to go to a job or have a job that just pays me and I have to keep doing it because of the benefits. And how many of you have potentially said, you know, if I had the freedom, the things that I would need to do right now to pay my bills is no longer necessary. I somehow, maybe like a lottery win, or somebody, you know, a long forgotten uncle somewhere in a foreign country somehow sent you money, right? You know the story about the, you know, African prince in Nairobi gave you a call and said, okay, I got a few $1 million for you. So, I mean, if you take a scenario like that and say, okay, so if I really had the means, how would I change my life? I think a lot of us would say certain things that we feel we are forced to do are not really what we want to do. And I came to that conclusion after a while. So if you look at my history, I was an officer in the Air Force and I went there and I joined there because I wanted to fly fighter jets. And I did that, but I also learned that doing that has a time limit, right? There comes a point where your body is just not physically able to do it anymore. And they said, well, yeah, but you can stay and you can have a job and you can lead and be a commander of other people. But for me, it meant I didn't really want to do this. That's not why I joined. I joined for the excitement and flying and doing something really cool and having these awesome machines and you know, having control over that. So when that was kind of no longer there, I really had to think about what do I do different. And I thought, well, maybe I try the stuff that everybody else is trying and I get a job, which I did for 4 or 5 years just to find out. And I would claim today that I'm pretty much unemployed or unemployable. Now, in a way, what did this teach me? It taught me that the real path needs to be connected to your passion. It needs to be connected to what you're interested in. It needs to be connected to what you're good at. And you're getting better at things and you're getting more motivation and more energy when you actually get to do the things that you like. Right? There's a totally different situation in the morning when I get up and I think about the properties we have acquired and the management we do and the people we engage and the folks like you that we are teaching, than if I had to go get up and drive to some cubicle when that is possible anymore and go to work. Now, with that in mind, and we are living through the situation that we're living through right now, what does it actually mean for you? Now, there is one thing, and we created a mindset manual that is complimentary, that doesn't cost you anything. If you go to our website, idealwealthgrower.com, and you fill in your email address, you get that mindset manual for free. And there are a lot of interesting things that probably in the first part give you a perspective about where you are right now. And I think this is a really good time to do that. But the other part, the second component, is in collaboration with a friend of mine, Chris Krohn, who asked the question for a few years ago. A lot of people were saying, law of attraction, you just need to think about it. You just need to put the desire out into the universe and then stuff is going to come to you. And a lot of people thought, wow, that's really cool. And there are a few examples where they did that and they got kind of surprising results. But for the most part, it didn't work. So in that mindset manual, you will also find 5 other things that you need to do in addition to attract the things that you want to actually make it work. But the real fundamental thing that comes with the whole approach is that it goes back to your behavior. So what I found about myself is I need to dedicate time. I need to organize my time in a certain way. I need to find the things that I'm passionate about and the things that I don't like so much. And in my case, I do the things I don't like so much early in the morning just to be able to get them out of the way and then focus on the things that I much more like to do, like being with you, helping you, educating you, and so forth. So what does that mean for you? Well, for one, you can study the mindset manual. Like I said, that doesn't cost you anything, and kind of start building a relationship with us. The other thing that I would really encourage you to consider is the one thing is, where does your money come from, like I said earlier? And what I find is most people have one source, or if you have a family or a spouse, then you may have 2 sources, and they're oftentimes the exact same one. So try to think about what other sources can you actually develop. Is there something that you're really good at that other people might pay you for, right? That might be you're a good writer. You might be a great cook. You might be a great artist or crafty person or something like that. So you can make something, either a service or a product that you can get money from. So that would be a second way to make income. And then what we are proposing is put a little bit of money aside every month. You may not be able to change your life and your job and the sources of income overnight, but put a little bit aside every month so that you can use what we call an accumulation account until it gets to the point where you actually have enough in there to make your first substantial investment. And it shouldn't be something that may or may not increase in value, right? A lot of people right now, they think, oh, the stock market is in a V-shaped recovery and it's all good and the V-shape is going to materialize and I just need to put my money in the stock and I get on the bandwagon. Well, I predict that's not going to be the case. But the other thing about it, and more importantly, is only if you put it in the right place and it increases in value does it give you anything, and you really only get something when you sell it. So you have it and then you sell it and you got rid of it, and in a sense you bought something and exchanged it for money again. What I'm talking about when we're talking about passive income is really a little different. You buy something and the something provides a service that you don't need to spend a minute on, and that's what you get paid for. Yes, it has value. If you buy an investment property like a nice 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, yes, it has value, and you need to put money in, 20% of yours and 80% of the bank. But the more important thing is that asset, that house itself, that's actually what people pay you for, not for the value. And you will get paid every month, whether the value is there, it goes up, it goes down, the stock market, doesn't matter. The service that that house provides, the shelter that people buy, rent it for from you and give you the money for, that's what's the income that is interesting and that you want. So that's kind of ask yourself, what kind of business can I do? What kind of thing can I do in addition to my work? What can I do to put something in my accumulation account and then actually invest it maybe in a year and a half from now if you have nothing in it right now. If there's a little bit, might be earlier, so you can get this additional income source. Now the other thing is the motivation. How do we actually channel our energy? And I would like to encourage you to channel your energy in the way of the things that you can do to improve the current situation. That's the second thing I mentioned earlier. How can you improve your current situation? And one of the things is to go optimistic in the things that you can actually influence. So you can influence the research that you can do in properties and locations that you might be interested in. You can influence the research that you do and find the information that matches the things that you like and that you're good at with things that actually pay money. And then the third thing that you can do in that same context is to really ask yourself, how much energy, and I really, really encourage you to try this, how much energy do you get when you actually inspire and influence and motivate other people? Even if it's just sending out a message, start out with your network on Facebook and LinkedIn and those kind of places and send out some positive messages and see what comes back. Because there is really a need, a craving literally right now for people to getting some positive encouragement. And if you become that source of that positive encouragement, then regardless what you're talking about, people will remember you for it when times change, when times get better, when times get normal again, and you might want to tap into them, whether you start a business, you want to share a craft, you want to share a service, or even just get some advice. We love to help and get advice from people who we have a connection with. So that's the second part. And then the mindset component, the third part that I mentioned in the very beginning, is really in the context of how can you make sure that you stay in a positive mindset. And staying in a positive mindset is, for one, you can use a mindset manual, but that just gives you the status quo. What helps you to stay in a positive mindset is to ask yourself, what do you like? And then look around in your environment, even if you're locked down at home right now, look around and find the things that actually match what you like. Like for me, I like gardening, I like plants, I like to see things grow. There's a little bit of a reason why we call our approach Ideal Wealth Grower. Yes, the grower part has to do with changing your behavior and getting better and getting a better mindset, but it also has the word growing in it because I'm a real fan of growing stuff, right? And there's nothing more exciting for me to put a seed in the ground and see that there's a zucchini coming out of it. And you can do this too, wherever you are right now. So those are little examples, and you might enjoy the scenery. You might like to take a walk, even if you have to do it with a mask. You might like to look at photos. You might like to listen to music. There's so many different things you can do, but identify the things that give you positive energy. Enjoy that positive energy, and every time you feel that you're down a little bit, tap into that positive energy, and if you can, share it with other people because they're going to give you more positive energy back. So those are the three things that I really think you want to do in this particular time. And don't forget, putting a little bit aside for yourself is not for other people, it's for yourself. You use it later to convert that money that you put aside into an investment, and that is going to pay and create income to you, but it is for yourself. And then in the next step, it's for your family. In the next step, it may be for the kids of your kids, of their kids, right? So generation after generation after generation, building a legacy. That's what I'm working on right now. But the first step is to stay positive, get clear on your mindset, take positive action, engage other people, and then really become clear as how can you keep the energy level up, and everybody will love you for it. So that should be your task for today and for the next few weeks as we're working our way through this new situation. I hope you get a lot out of these videos, and to help us tell YouTube that you like the content that we're putting out, I would like to ask you to like the video, ring the little bell so that you get notified, become a subscriber, and most importantly, what really would make a difference, if you do what I said and you actually send some positive messages, maybe you can take this one as a motivational video to send it to your network as well and share it. And I will make a promise to you that I will put out more positive, highly educational, valuable videos, and I hope you in return will be willing to share them. So with that, I wish you all the best, and I see you in our next video. Until then, bye.